Temper tantrums, the old school hissy fit. Back in the day, I used to have them all the time whenever my favorite sports team would lose. On the floor, crying, kicking, and screaming, the normal grown man sports fan behavior. Well, perhaps not that extreme, but felines, yes, cats can have tantrums and hissy fits. And while the reasoning for said fits won't always jive with our personal reasons for getting a bit hot under the collar, cats can catch a mood when their environment just isn't right. Felines can get upset when things just aren't going their way. If your cat needs a crying towel or one of those stress balls to squeeze, I've got you covered. Stay tuned. In truth, what was just said in that introduction, that pretty much covers it. I've talked a lot about the essentials of feline living here on the channel and that checklist that cats have. What they're looking for, the daily routine and the importance of it, shelter, food, water, a place to nap, place to use the restroom, peace. They're certainly looking for peace. And if just one of those things is just not happening, is delayed, is just a bit off, if something has shifted in the environment, even something subtle, a cat can become upset and have a bit of a temper tantrum. Cats are very sensitive animals, very emotional animals, and it doesn't take too much for the old stress monster to come calling. So, as an owner, what can you look for? What are the signs, both early signs and, in the moment, symptoms of a hissy fit? Well, in some ways, it's like a child. Where a youngster might scream and cry, unhappy felines are known to hiss and growl. Yowl, perhaps. If aggression kicks in, some cats will take out their unhappiness on property, your furniture, your carpet, pretty much anything and everything that can be manipulated. And how about the zoomies? I mentioned those a few times here on the channel, that pent up energy and then the top just sort of blows right off. Your cat seemingly running aimlessly around your house. Sometimes when a hissy fit strikes, the feline could just decide to take a lap. The Daytona 500 right there in your living room, a lap to vent. Here again, if you've ever seen a child have a fit in a department store, you know what I mean. Walking just to walk, the aimless walking just to blow off some steam, often while crying at the same time. Yes, indeed. Let's call this one negative excitement, negative mental stimulation and frustration. Okay, now let's swing things to the other end. Some cats throw tantrums by refusing to act. Nope, not moving. Not getting up. It's a sulk fest, a party of one sulk fest. Pouting. And yes, cats do indeed pout. If you've noticed that your cat would rather sit and stare, give you the stink eye, rather than play, that's a hissy fit. Fit without the hissy, whatever you want to call that. It's one extreme of a temper tantrum. Here again, it's like a kid. You know how some kids will act disinterested in something you know for a fact they enjoy because they're attempting to prove a point. You want ice cream? No. Ice cream truck is outside. Don't care. You know they really do care, but the sulking is just too strong. Another sign of feline tantrum, hissy fit, is lack of litter box usage or lack of proper usage. Okay, I'll use it, but I won't cover up the waste. How about you cover it up? Or you know what? I'll just use the floor. Just to prove a point. Cats can become a little bit contrarian type, and if they don't get their way, or if something in the environment is rather unnerving. Clean your room, Bobby. I don't want to clean my room. Use the litter box. I don't want to use a litter box. So same vibes, same energy. Cats and kids. And I touched on this one moments ago when I spoke of destruction of property, but in all seriousness, never dismiss a hissy fit, especially when physical aggression becomes a symptom. If your cat starts to take claw swipes at you, this is very serious, as is now much more than just a pouting session. Getting to the root cause is important regardless, don't get me wrong, but when your cat makes it a priority to inflict harm, then it's time to step in. And speaking of stepping in, let's take a quick look at some possible causes. Environment, I've mentioned that one throughout this content thus far, but there could be other factors at play. Your pet's health is one. If your cat doesn't feel well, they won't act well. Your pet's tantrum could be the byproduct of not being able to handle illness, handle pain and discomfort. This whole thing could go far beyond a bad mood, and this is why a tantrum should always have a timetable. If your cat has been acting out and acting up for more than 24 hours, take your cat to the vet if possible. This is especially true if your pet is refusing to eat or drink. Watch for extreme lethargy and extreme aggression. Some cats handle sickness and pain and discomfort in very different ways. Another possible cause of a temper tantrum is old-fashioned anger and frustration. Not with the environment, but perhaps with you. Did you recently scold your cat? Pick them up when they didn't want to be picked up? Did you miss a feeding session, a meal? Are you mad about something yourself and you're now refusing to spend time with your pet because you need a personal break? Take a closer look at your own interactions with your pet, because what you could very well view as no big deal at all could be the biggest deal ever to your cat. Now let's talk about that environment, at least in terms of officially addressing it as a reason, a possible reason. New furniture in the home, a new pet, a new baby, new layout. Have you removed furniture? Is your cat's napping area, the designed napping area, is it now in a new location, a new spot? It can all add up. Your cat could be throwing a hissy fit because that life of routine, the daily routine that they've come to love and know and expect, has now changed. And that safety zone now looks different and not so safe. Now let's talk about fear. Are there fireworks popping off outside? A thunderstorm? Is someone in the attic beating and banging? It's certainly not uncommon for cats to get all out of sorts when the elements of the uncommon start to creep in. Like I mentioned earlier, cats are emotionally sensitive. If Bob has been called in to fix your heater, well, your cat doesn't know Bob. So your cat is now having a tantrum and hiding under the sofa. The litter box. I spoke about acting out, a hissy fit being displayed in the form of acting up and acting out when it comes to those bathroom habits. But what if the litter box itself is the cause? It's not uncommon for cats to become stressed and have tantrums if the litter box is dirty. Not even room to do business. Not even fresh litter to cover the business. So be mindful of that situation, because your cat's strange bathroom behavior could be due to the bathroom itself. Always make it a priority to keep your cat's litter box nice and clean. And before I close things out today, let's talk about calming this ocean, shall we? Working from the baseline that your cat is okay in the health department, and that's not the root cause. The best way to end a hissy fit is through positive engagement with your pet. Food and snack treats and toys and petting sessions, the active removal of the stressor if the environment is the cause and it can be changed. This is the way. Your cat needs reassurance from you that all is well. That's really what it boils down to. They want comfort, and if there is an obvious cause for stress, they want it resolved or removed ASAP, as soon as possible. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, I'll turn things right on over to you now. At this time, does your cat throw tantrums? Is your pet known for their hissy fits? Do you have a senior cat who still, after all these years, gets a bit huffy and puffy when things are just not right? Your personal ownership stories and general commentary. Comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.